is up? Welcome back to Cooking with Garner. In today's episode, I'm going to be making cinnamon rolls. Alright, so here are our ingredients. First off, you're going to need 2 cups of whole milk, just warm. Then you're going to need half a cup of granulated sugar, 1 stick of butter that's going to be melted. You're going to need 2 1/4 tablespoons of active dry yeast. You're going to need 5 cups of flour divided between 4 cups and then 1 cup, which are there. You're going to need a teaspoon of baking powder, 2 teaspoons of salt. You're going to, then for your filling, you're going to need 3/4 cups of brown sugar, 3/4 cups of butter, which I have cut it up into these cubes to make it easier. Now 3/4 cup is also just 1 1/2 sticks. And you're going to need 2 tablespoons of ground cinnamon. Then I'm just using this basic cream cheese frosting, but you can make your own if you would like to. Alright, let's get started. Alright, so to start, I'm gonna have my 2 cups of warm milk, my 1 stick of melted butter, half cup of sugar, and 2 1/4 teaspoons of active dry yeast. Alright, I'm gonna take my milk and pour it into this larger container. I'm gonna add my butter. And I'm going to add my sugar. Alright. Then I'm just going to grab something and mix it all together. Now, I'm going to take my yeast and sprinkle it on top. Alright, and we're going to set this off to the side for 10 minutes. Alright, it has been our 10 minutes here, so I also grabbed my 4 cups of flour. So first I'm just going to mix this around. Alright, and then I'm going to slowly start adding flour. Alright, so I kneaded my dough here, and I also added the extra cup of flour. So now I'm going to put it into a bowl. I'm not going to use this one because it's all dirty. I'm going to use this bowl. Put it in. Then I'm going to grab a wet towel. Alright, and I'm going to lay that across the top. And we're also going to just set this aside for an additional hour. Alright, so while we're waiting on this, we're going to make the filling we're going to put on the inside, which is a nice cinnamon filling. First, you want your 3/4 cup of brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of cinnamon, and you're going to want your 1 1/2 sticks of butter or 3/4 cup. You want this as soft as you can get it because, well, you'll see. So, alright. And then we're going to mix it all together using the fork as a masher. And there's a trick I learned, which I'm going to show you. Alright, so for my trick, you're going to take a large bowl that the bowl you're using for your filling can easily fit inside of, and you're going to fill it with super hot water. Alright, so I only have it filled up about to there with the hot water, but then you're just going to take this, and it should float, and you're just going to leave it there for a few minutes. And that's going to help so much It's gonna help melt some of that butter for you, kind of get the brown sugar a little melty. It's gonna really help with this mashing process. So I'm gonna give that a minute and we'll come back to it. All right, so it's been about a minute and I'm going to take this off to the side and I'm going to lift the inner bowl out. Now I'm going to keep this here just in case I need it again, but let's see. Already so much better. So just mash it up a little bit because your end result is supposed to be kind of a paste of all of the ingredients mashed together, and the butter is what's going to make that paste. And the softer you can get this, the better. You want it super soft because you're going to spread it almost as if it was a frosting across your rolled out dough. Oh, and just so you know, I have recently ordered something that will be able to give an overhead camera. So excited for that. So pretty soon, probably in about a week or so, if the whole virus doesn't mess it all up, I should be able to shoot overheads. All right, I have gotten this to a nice frosting consistency. You can see very easily mixable. So all right, I am going to set this off to the side and wait the rest of the hour for this. All right, so now I have my dough. I'm gonna lay it out and I'm going to flour the surface of the top and roll. Now what we're looking for is we're going to mold it into a rectangle. All right, I'd say that looks pretty good. So now we're going to take our frosting we made, like the filling, the cinnamon, and we are going to lay that on top. And I'm gonna grab a rubber spatula to spread it. Okay, so just scoop all of that out onto the top. And you're just gonna spread it around. So here we are. Now we just wanna start rolling. Once we have it all on our edges, start rolling, and I'm gonna pause a second, get a little bit of baking powder on there, and a little bit of salt. Then roll some more. Do the same thing. So now that we have this here, we're going to grab a knife. I'm using this one. We're going to cut up pieces. So the ends I normally get rid of because the cinnamon doesn't get all the way to them. So about that much I'm just gonna get rid of. Okay, then you just cut it into pieces. I find it easy to use a serrated knife because it doesn't squish down the dough as much. Another technique you can use is to actually use dental floss, like an unflavored one, wrap it around the cinnamon roll and pull it, and it will cut off. But I think this works just fine. All right. going to take my trays and put 6 in each. Just like that. That's my first tray. That's my second tray. So now that my oven is preheated, I'm gonna go and put these in at 350 for 25 to 30 minutes, basically until they become golden brown. Alright guys, so I have these fresh out of the oven, so I'm going to just get my icing on them. So that the icing can get all melty. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're new here. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one.